found out we had an IRS problem many years ago. My husband, Rick, was a lawyer and he was handling it for us. It wasn't until he died that I realized he didn't handle it and I needed professional help. IRS Trouble Solvers, I met with them and they saved my life. They explained everything to me. They told me, they took me through all this work that Rick had tried to do but could not do, and all that they were able to help me do. Within less than 2 months, my IRS troubles were gone. They solved everything. I will forever be grateful and in debt to the IRS Trouble Solvers for fixing this for me. This is nothing you can fix yourself. This is nothing a lawyer can fix them for you. This, you need a professional. You need someone who does this all the time to fix this for you. Otherwise, it will never be fixed and it will be a burden on you. And now I no longer have this burden. Not having an IRS problem is the best thing that has happened since my husband passed away. I can sleep at night. I no longer get nasty letters. There's no longer phone calls. There's nobody at my door looking for money. I cannot do it. I could not do it myself. Rick could not do it. IRS Trouble Solvers did it. They took care of everything. First meeting with IRS Trouble Solvers, I felt relief. I felt that somebody heard me, somebody understood what I needed, somebody could fix this for me. We did not consider another firm, but Rick thought he could fix this himself. He said, I'm a lawyer, I can fix this, but he could not. You need the professional, knowledgeable people at IRS Trouble Solvers to fix this and to get this monkey off your back. It kept us up nights, it raised blood pressure, it was awful. And thank God for the IRS Trouble Solvers, because we never could have done this ourselves, never. The resolution, I felt in two parts. One, I was thrilled with the dollar amount. I owed over $300,000. I did not know how I was going to come up with $300,000, and IRS Trouble Solvers resolved it to a more manageable number. But more than the number, it's knowing that you are not indebted to the IRS anymore. You are done. Your problem is solved. They do not come back to you. They cannot come back to you. I have it in writing that they won't come back to me, and that to me makes me able to sleep at night. I can sleep at night. My children can sleep at night. It's one headache we don't have to deal with, and it was the biggest of all of my headaches from when my husband died. This was the biggest nut to crack, and IRS Trouble Solvers solved it for me. IRS Trouble Solvers got rid of the lien on our house. They got rid of all of it. As a matter of fact, I even got a refund. The IRS Trouble Solver staff are so nice. I call with stupid questions and they're like, no, it's not a stupid question. Do it, just take care of it. You're doing fine. They were lovely. They were lovely from beginning to end. Everybody was so nice. Very nice people. I would recommend IRS Trouble Solvers to anybody who owes any money, anyone who has any questions. Don't let this become a big nightmare. They can solve it when it's small, they can solve it when it's big, but who wants to deal with it when it's big? Get to them sooner as opposed to later. This is nothing you can do yourself. I would tell them that they're being foolish, that if you have a problem with the IRS, they are not kidding. They are not joking around. This is nothing that if you can ignore it, they'll go away. They don't go away. You need a professional who does nothing but deals with them. They speak the same language. They know the lingo. They know how to make, you call the IRS, you'll sit on hold for hours on end and never get it resolved. The IRS Trouble Solvers know how to get this resolved. They can fix it. Don't be embarrassed. Go get it fixed. Get this monkey off your back. I will forever be grateful to the IRS Trouble Solvers for taking care of this and not letting this be a bigger burden for me. My problem started in 2007. It wasn't that we didn't file our taxes. We filed our taxes, we just didn't pay our taxes. So Rick thought that there was no problem because he was filing. It wasn't until they come after you for the money, and then it just snowballs and snowballs and you end up owing over $300,000. Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's unbelievable. And then the liens, and then the house, and then, and then the scariest was when the IRS actually came to the house. They came to our house to see our house, to see what it looked like, to see how we were living our lives, to see, I was afraid the IRS was going to take my husband. I was afraid they were going to put him in jail. I was really nervous. I didn't really understand what this was all about. I had no idea. I mean, I knew we had an IRS problem. I had no idea how big it was. I was in charge of the children and raising them and running a household. Rick was in charge of the business. I had no idea. Sign here, I signed here. Yeah. They knock on the door and, hello, I'm from the IRS. And at first you think it's a scam because everybody's a scam, and then you realize, well, no, not a scam. And here they were. Not that I didn't think they knew where we lived. I knew they knew where we lived, but to have them in the house, it was, wow, that was very frightening. I didn't know what we were going to do. It was the scariest thing I had ever had happen. I had never had anything like that happen. Here they were at the door. I didn't know if they were coming to take me, take him, take both of us. What do we do with the kids? What do we do? I had no idea. Did they, after they left their business card. They needed to speak to Rick because that's who they had been dealing with. He was at his office. I mean, I panicked. I took every piece of jewelry, my wallet, everything. I threw it in my car and I drove it to my mother's house. I said, here, take this. I don't know what's going to be. If they come and take the house, I just hope they let the dog out. I mean, or let me take the dog, or, because I had no idea. And they don't tell you. It's not like they tell you, listen, we're coming back in 30 days and taking your house. Well, you're here now. Do I have to leave? Do I have time to pack a suitcase? You have no idea, and you have no recourse, and you don't know what to do, and you panic. You absolutely panic. Well, I said to him, he said, I guess this is bigger than what I thought I could handle. I said, obviously, because here they are, and now what do we do? And he said, the accountant recommended IRS Trouble Solvers, and I guess I better take care of this. I said, I think you better. Tomorrow morning would be better, sooner than later. And then he said, it'll be okay, it'll be okay. And it wasn't until he died when I realized it wasn't so okay, because we still had this nut to crack. I still had to pay the bill. But at least the bill was lower, and it was something I could manage and just be done with. It's the unsettling when they come to your house. I mean, it's one thing, a letter in the mail, okay, it's one thing, a call, but when they come to your house and you're cooking dinner and you think, now what? Yeah. That was the scariest part. Not having an IRS problem is the best feeling that I could have had. Rick died suddenly. My world was turned upside down, and when I sat down with my lawyer, we put together a list of the biggest problems I had. And the first one on the list was the IRS. The second was on the list was closing his business, getting the children situated. I said, and he said to me, the lawyer and the accountant said to me, you must go to that IRS Trouble Solvers, throw yourself at their mercy, see what they can do, and whatever they can do is what we're going to take. When I called back the lawyer and the accountant and told them the deal that they made, they said, take it. Well, it's the best you could ever hope for. Any dime less than $300,000, we'll take it as a deal. And mine was substantially less, substantially less. We took it right then and there. Wrote the check, mailed it, sent it back to IRS Trouble Solvers. They filed it for me, and I didn't have to think about this ever again until the liens came off the house, and we got all that paperwork. And I did have to call IRS Trouble Solvers because I didn't understand any of the paperwork, and I said, "What is this?" And they said, "It's the best news you could hope for. Your IRS debt is settled, the liens are off your house, you're done. You're done, and you never have to think about it again." It's the best feeling in the world.